UFC Baku, round 2 versus Hill. Here's my experience.
I see my haters proud of me now. When I'm around, it's all smiles. I took over my whole town.
All right, to kick this thing off, I'll give this card a solid 6.5 out of 10. My ratings is based off of entertainment factor, and to me, this entire card gave me a 6.5 out of 10 entertainment score. But that's not to say that there wasn't no good fights on this card or we didn't learn anything. We learned the Ultimate Fighter winner, Muhammad Usman, can go 3 rounds hard and continue to push the pace. We learned that Junior Park is pretty much the Iron Turtle. That man got fouled multiple times and even had 2 points taken away from his opponent and still was able to get the unanimous decision win. I say still, if he didn't get the unanimous decision win, there's something that went horribly wrong for that man, Iron Turtle, but pretty good performance from him besides the fouls that he took. The first fight of the night, I want to talk about Mr. Shiho Koo versus Oban Elliott. Koo surprised everybody. I don't care what anybody says, surprised everybody. If you're not from Korea, I don't think you expected that type of performance versus Oban Elliott of all people. That man Koo would look stronger, look faster, and definitely just look like he had all over round better fighter than Oban Elliott that night. He got beat up. Oban Elliott got beat up the entire 15 minutes. And Koo, I don't know who he fights next, but that Korean man is looking like he's going to be dangerous at 170 pounds. Who do y'all think he should fight next? But I do think he should get somebody right outside the top 15 because welterweight right now in general is on fire. Kicking off the main card, we had Mr. Muhammad Naimov versus Bogdangrad. This fight was a pretty okay stand-up battle for the most part. Bogdangrad really wanted a war towards the end of the fight, and Naimov just said, you know what, I'm not going to do it. I think I went on the scorecards, and I don't really blame him, but that fight was pretty much okay, this was a fun striking fight. Following that fight, we had the fight of the night, the performance of the night. We had Mr. Nazim Sadikov versus Nicholas Mota. This fight was an absolute war. That man Mota threw it looked like a 70-punch combo at Nazim Sadikov, and it looked like Sadikov was hurt multiple times during that flurry, and he was able to survive, just keep moving and ducking and weaving, and he was able to survive that. And in the second round, it was pretty much the lot of the same. That man, Nazim Sadikov, was able to find the button and put Nicholas Mota out. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the best Nicholas Mota has looked, and Nazim Sadikov shut it down in the second round. That just speaks volumes of how good Nazim Sadikov can be and will be. What do you guys think Nazim Sadikov should fight next? I think he should get somebody in the top 15 because I think he's ready for that higher echelon level of challenge. What do you guys think? Let me know. Following that fight, we had Urabai taking on Tofik Musayev. Urabai came out there, did what he needed to do, looked like the UFC vet he was, and got the first round Kimura submission pretty easily in this fight. Tofik, the 35-year-old making his UFC debut, did not look the greatest, but Urabai is a very tough out for anybody in the UFC, so I'm kind of going to give him a pass on this. Who do y'all think that Urabai should fight next? Urabai is back on track after losing his last fight against Mr. Rebecki. Who do you guys think he should get next? Let me know. In probably the wildest matchup on this card, we have Mr. Curtis Blades versus Rizvan Kuniev. Curtis Blades showed that there is levels, and there is levels and levels and levels, and when you get to the top 5, there's levels on top of that. Rizvan Kuniev boxing looked elite. Looked absolutely elite. He looked like he had power in both his hands, able to put Curtis Blades out if he was able to catch him clean with one of those hands. But that's the thing, he was not able to. And Curtis Blades was pretty much able to do whatever he wanted to and get the fight to the ground where he was safe and survived. And he was able to get the win at UFC Baku pretty easily. In the co-main event of the night, we had Mr. Rafael Fiziev back in his hometown in Azerbaijan versus Ignacio Bahamondes. This fight was extremely fun, extremely technical, and Ignacio Bahamondes threw a whole lot of kicks, and Rafael Fiziev was able to matrix out of a lot of kicks. And this fight, I'm not really sure what I was expecting, but Fiziev was able to pretty much control himself and not just go into a Tarzan world and just start throwing random things because they know that Ignacio Bahamondes has the ability and can knock anybody out cold with one shot, and he was able to avoid that. Rafael Fiziev, who he gets next, I have no idea. He called out Dan Hooker, and Dan Hooker versus Rafael Fiziev would be a great fight if they could get that done. What do you guys think about this? Let me know. In the main event of the night, we had Khalil Roundtree versus Jamal Hill. This fight was a shutout through and through. This fight wasn't close from the beginning to the end. That man Khalil Roundtree was able to pick apart Jamal Hill pretty easily. All 3 levels, legs, body, and head. He was able to pretty much dismantle Jamal Hill. I don't know what is next for Jamal Hill. This makes his 3rd fight in a row where he's lost. This fight, he did go to decision, so that's a better, I guess, but 3 straight losses for the former champion Jamal Hill, and Khalil Roundtree is able to get back on the right track after his last fight where he lost against Alex Pereira in a very, very fun fight. Should now be in the top 5 of the UFC light heavyweight division. I'm not really sure how he wasn't before, but it is what it is now. That man Khalil Roundtree looked very, very dangerous, and I cannot wait to see who he gets next, and he should probably get a #1 contenders fight. What was your biggest surprise on the card? What was your biggest upset on the card? Let me know down below in the comments. If you did like the video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Bigger people.